Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Nappy Changing and Brand Building with me, Laura Crawford, CEO and founder at Mama Bamboo. And today I'm delighted to be joined by Emma King. She's the Senior Sales Director for OceanSaver, a brilliant new brand who's launched an eco-friendly washing and laundry range, which has sustainability and ocean health as its core mission.
Thank you so much. So nice to be here.
Initially, I'd really like to ask, and I'm sure a lot of you who are listening want to know, what's the problem with normal detergents and cleaning products that we use in our home?
It's a great question. I think you'll see when you walk down the supermarket aisles, particularly, that most products are in single-use plastic. They contain chemicals that are harmful to ocean life, which is normally quite a shocking fact. Most people don't realise that. If you actually turn around the box or the bottle of maybe your sort of normal laundry detergent that you would use, there is a dead fish warning on the back of the pack, which is quite a surprise for most people. And the other aspect is that we actually ship a lot of water all around the country and sometimes all around the world. So I think for us, we do sort of three ranges. One, we sell surface cleaner refills. So most of those cleaners that you buy, I don't want to name names, but most are 90% water, and we just sell you the concentrate. We also have our dish tabs, which I've got here. So these are free from phosphonates and polycarboxylates, quite a mouthful. But actually phosphorus is one of the most sort of common causes for water quality failures in England and Wales. And that's been sort of noted by the Environment Agency. So there are just some ingredients that, most people would not be aware of. And then last but not least, we have laundry capsules and laundry sheets. So here I've got our sheets. And these don't have the harmful to aquatic life warning. So if you can see on the back there's just an irritant warning. So obviously it's a cleaning product. So it just says harmful if swallowed and an irritant, but doesn't have the dead fish warning on. And I suppose we know that most people want to be more eco-friendly. They're looking for products, but they don't know where to buy them. They don't want to pay more for them. And they don't want to compromise on the cleaning efficacy of the product. So if you're used to using something, you want your washing still to be clean and to still have a fragrant smell. And at OceanSaver, we're really sort of flipping the script on that, because we ensure that all of our products clean like the leading brands. And we're easily sort of found. So we're in the supermarkets, we're online, and we're in lots of independent sort of refill stores as well. So yeah, hopefully we're combating those three things too. So slightly longer answer, but hopefully that helps.
That's brilliant, because you're right. I don't think many of us know what's in our products. I wouldn't have really sort of thought about beyond the packaging. The idea that it's in a plastic article or a plastic pack, I can see that. But actually what's in the product and how it affects the water quality and marine life, I must admit, I probably hadn't thought about that very much. And with such an emphasis now on our water quality in our rivers and our oceans, it's something that should be on all our minds. And is it true? I mean, I'm making an assumption, but are those things good for our skin and our children's skin?
No, very much so. So that's the other point, is actually if you're washing your product in something that's got a really nasty warning on the back, and then you're sort of sleeping in that bedding, that's not going to be very good for you, as you say, like, in terms of sort of eczema and just generally for our own sort of health. The more natural or the less harmful chemicals that we're using, the better. I think your point around what's going into our sort of drains is something that we are so unaware of. But actually, that water, what you're flushing down your toilets, what you're putting down your sink, what is in your dishwasher, like that's ultimately going into, as you say, the rivers and the oceans. But it's also coming back to us. So if you think about the treatment plants and what actually then gets removed, what then comes back through your taps. So I do think that we've got a really important role to play in educating people around what happens once that water sort of leaves your home. We're very passionate about what we do, and we know that there's a big reason that we do it.
You are very passionate about what you do. It would be fascinating to know how OceanSaver got started. How was it founded and refounded, and how you joined the company?
Yeah, of course. So OceanSaver was sort of born out of that. I think probably most people will remember the Blue Planet documentary. The one that was the massive wake-up call. What was it, 2017, 2018, something like that? No one was talking about plastic pollution, really. No one was talking about the impact that that was having on our oceans until David Attenborough sort of did that documentary. And so that was a really big moment. And John, who founded the company, sort of used that as a bit of sort of momentum and as a catalyst to start. And John's got sort of other business interests, so he sort of stepped away from the business, having sort of initially founded it. And I joined as, I suppose, one of the refounders. So I joined in 2020 as sort of head of retail sales, and then sort of have moved into a sales director role since then. But we have now a team of refounders who are fiercely passionate about our mission and what we do. I think it's a very interesting angle because we are employees, but we run the business like it's our own. So we care deeply about what we're doing, and sort of live and breathe it in the same way that a founder or an entrepreneur would. And so, yeah, we now have a team of 8 people who are passionate ocean savers, and the business is in a really, really strong position. So, yeah.
Yeah. And it is now in a strong position. It's everywhere at the moment. I keep seeing it on Instagram and Facebook, but also on the shelves. I've seen it in Tesco's. It's a lot in the supermarket and on the TV. And I have to say, I've seen your advert and it's brilliant. It's probably one of the best things I've seen on telly today.
Oh, fabulous. Thank you so much. So, yeah, it was actually, well, sort of this time last year, we applied for the Sky Footprint Fund. So Sky every year supports, and I think about 5 businesses, well, there might be more this year actually, sustainably sort of focused businesses to run a TV ad, and then they support with free media. So we went along merrily thinking we'll apply for it and see. We pitched, and we worked with an agency who came up with this phenomenal idea of a singing band of crabs singing a sea shanty. And it was fabulous. The judges loved it. And then we obviously had to find, number one, the money to make a TV ad as a small business. Number 2, how you make a TV ad. So Adam, our marketing director, sort of led the charge on that one and worked with the agency Hearts and Minds, who did a phenomenal job to create the ad. And then we launched it. When did we launch it? I suppose it must have been, sort of April, May this year. So it went out on Sky, and we also managed to, as you rightly said, we're in Tesco, we're in Asda, we're in Ocado, got some new retail partners coming soon. And so what we managed to do was tie in some sort of special shelf promotions and things at the same time as the TV ad to sort of really maximise the opportunity. And we've put the crabs on some of our packs. So I don't think I've got it on these packs actually. But you'll now sort of see them show up. So we are talking about them like they'll be the future meerkats. So our sort of little mascots that we'll use to, make it fun. I think sustainability and eco-friendly products sometimes get a bit of a bad rap because it's like, oh, everyone's talking about waste and it's all a bit doom and gloom. And actually the best way to get people to change a habit is to sort of make them feel good about what they're doing. And so the crabs hopefully communicate our mission in a really fun way. So
Yeah, absolutely. Mary Porter was talking last week at the B Corp Festival all about how sustainable products need to be desirable and fun and sexy, because actually that appeals to much more of the audience. Now, I'm not sure I would describe your marketing manager dressed as a squid as sexy, but definitely fun.
yeah, we do show up in a squid suit in Tesco stores, I think, which happened last week, and we take the squid suit out and about, and it's one of those things that people sort of stop and laugh at and look at, but it's to drive visibility, and we are OceanSaver, so for us it's really important that we sort of connect the mission and what we do in a really fun way. So.
And it's not just a gimmick, it has to resonate with the very core of your business, improving ocean life. And tell us a bit more about your partnership with the Blue Marine Foundation.
Yeah, so we're super proud about this. So we actually kicked it off. It was around the same time that we launched the TV ad. So we now have an impact partnership with the Blue Marine Foundation. So for those of you that don't know, Blue Marine Foundation is a sort of an ocean regeneration charity that operate all over the world. So do amazing work. If you've got a chance, have a look at sort of some of the projects that they run. But for us, we wanted it to be closer to home. It's sort of how we communicate with our consumers to be like, actually, when you buy our products, you're directly restoring ocean and marine life in the UK. So we actually now donate 1% from all sales to the Blue Marine Foundation. But they're restoring sort of marine habitats in the Solent. So that's sort of near Southampton, Isle of Wight. And it's in quite a damaged state, that area, the Solent, because of dredging and sort of recreational boating. And so what the Blue Marine Foundation are doing is they're reintroducing nature into that area. So we're directly focused on a project called the Oyster Restoration Project. And then oysters are being reintroduced back into the bay. And what that means is that the oysters are incredible because they're filter feeders. So all they do is just clean the water constantly. And they're sort of dormant. So once they're in the Solent, they just can stay there. So we have actually, as a team, visited that site. We've looked at the oysters, we cleaned them up, we've sort of checked their health and that sort of thing and put them back in. So yeah, hopefully that gives you sort of an idea of what it means to be an ocean saver, that when you buy our products, that's directly what you're contributing to. And I think that really helps people to understand the impact of, you're not just buying an Ocean Saver dishwasher tablets, you're actually having an impact on ocean health and marine habitats in the UK.
Yeah, I think it is about localization. Quite often we talk about the oceans and we picture the middle of the Pacific, and it's very remote from us. But actually, it's about the water here in the UK. It's our rivers, our coastline that's going to be benefiting or being polluted by standard products. It's here, and I think that's quite a strong message.
Yeah, so we're super proud of that one. And I think, it feels like we've been working with them for ages, but actually when I think about it, it's only been since April. So there's so much that we're going to be doing sort of going forward and communicating more about what we do and hopefully getting, our community involved in those volunteering days and visiting the sort of oyster reefs and that sort of thing. So yeah, watch this space.
I'm going to ask just another quick question. What's your biggest challenge? What's your biggest challenge for the next year?
There's so many challenges, and I know you must feel this as a sort of a sustainable sort of small business. You always feel like there are loads of challenges, but there's so much to be excited about as well. So I think cost of living has been quite challenging for us. I think people feel like, we try and price align wherever we can. So we're as competitive as the leading brands, but how do you get someone that's used to buying Fairy non-bio to try OceanSaver when sort of the price points are the same? For us, it's all about trial and sampling. So we're going to do that as a really sort of big piece of work. I think as well, we're in a category where we are up against giants. So, that sort of constant, how we're sort of seeing the category and what we want to do going forward is a big piece for us. And then I think from marketing campaign, how do we take the crabs on to sort of their next stage as well? So there's loads of things that we're going after. And I think sort of we operate in 3 categories, but we're a team of 8. So I think it's also resource. Resource is tight, where we focus and what sort of what the big priorities are for sort of the year to go is we're all sort of debating it at the moment, really.
I think that's always a challenge, isn't it? When you're a small business, you don't have 18 teams, you don't have a head of sustainability and marketing. It's a little team, and resources are tight, and money is tight. I mean, when you talk about those giants, some of their marketing budgets run into hundreds of millions. It's always going to be a struggle to get your message across and be visible. But I think Ocean Saver's definitely on the right track. You've got a really catchy brand as well. Like, actually, it's on the shelf, it's got a really appealing brand, it catches your eye, that lovely dark blue. And yeah, if I ran into a squid in the middle of the corridor, I would be tempted to buy.
Yeah, I think, you're absolutely right. I think the visibility piece. So I know we've got a fair amount of work that we want to do on the brand as well. So we've sort of really started to nail it on these sort of products, as you say, like the blue and the ocean life friendly ingredients, things like that. I think we want to lean into that sort of stuff more, just so that we really set ourselves apart. It's not really looking at a Fairy or an Ariel versus an Ocean Saver. It's like, oh, well, I'm obviously going to buy Ocean Saver because X, Y, and Z. So we get that sort of those messages really sort of across. And then we do have some MPD coming, which I can't say any more about at the moment. But yeah, from sort of the beginning of next year, which is going to be really.
Watch this space.
Yes, yes, yes. Keep following us and seeing what we are up to.
Thank you so much for joining us, Emma, and talking us through. I think all of us are going to go downstairs now and look through our cupboards and look for that horrible poisonous fish on the back of our products. And yeah, I might be throwing away a lot of things from my cupboards. So thank you for joining. Just one last time, can you show your products just so that everyone can recognise them when they're wandering down the aisles? It's these beautiful blue ocean covered products. Look out for Ocean Saver.
Yeah, look out for OceanSaver. So yeah, we're in Tesco, Asda, Cardo, and on Amazon, lots of refill health food stores, independent stores. So yeah, hopefully you'll be able to find us. And we are online. So yeah, oceansaver.com.